Good evening and welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Hey,
All right, how to do?
so far chat's thinking it's okay. 45
right.
says it's too freaking loud, man.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
I don't even
Good
know what to
stuff.
think about Ed's comment.
I forget there's a delay because there's a little soundbite at the beginning of that I was hoping that everyone that was on stream would see, but then I forget. There's a delay from the time we hit the button to the time what actually goes out to the stream. So
Technical
well.
stuff.
yeah, it happens. So I wanted to address this. So apparently, we use a service called canva.com, and they provide access to music, and it's supposed to be copyright free because the minute you create your intro, it creates a one-time use license and blah, blah, blah. So we started getting copyright claims on every time the video would upload as a VOD or a video on demand. And I was like, what the heck? I haven't had this happen in 2 years. And come to find out, they've decided that if you want to use it on YouTube, you have to download it the first time, create a copy of it, and then download it again so that you get 2 licenses, because the license only covers the one-time use, which would be during the live stream. So why they got to make stuff so complicated?
In short, they're hoping you just don't notice and they get the ad revenue.
I think so. But I usually catch it. It's usually about an hour after the show's done. I'll go in there and I'll see the copyright claim, and I just hit the dispute button. And as soon as I hit that, all the money that comes in, the 25 cents or 35 cents over the next day and a half, will get put into an escrow account. And then and then they release it to us afterwards. So, gotta love it. But anyway, enough about the pains of YouTube. Daniel, how have you been, my friend? It's been a week. And he's muted. I wonder how many times he's blowing the F word here, because we still can't hear him.
Internet lost audio.
I didn't mute him, and we were joking before the stream started. He was like,
There you go.
There you are. Now you're back.
Yeah. So I deleted all my cache because, obviously I have issues. Anyways. So
Get rid of all your cache.
Cache or whatever you call it. I had to re-sign into
Cache.
Google to get onto YouTube. I gotta. What's going on here? Yes, it's me. It's me. All right. So, anyways, for me, guys, I got nothing new. It's been a busy, crazy week. I did net control last night for our local UHF and DHF.
What?
Yeah. This is Victor Alpha 3, Sarah. No. So we a net controller. That was fun. It's been a while.
Back to you, net control.
Yeah, looking forward to field day. We're going to talk about that. I'm happy that we have Garrett from Repeaterbrook here tonight. And I want to talk about the Titan submersible exploration vehicle.
Yeah, that's an interesting topic.
Very interesting. I want to talk about that.
We'll jump into that after field day, but I want to see if everybody else has been paying attention to that. That's kind of. I'm going to try to dig and find some pictures while we're killing some time here, because I know you had mentioned some. I'm not going to go into details because we want to talk about it later, but there's certain points or parts of the sub that are rather questionable. So I'm going to try to find pictures while we're while we're chatting.
Yeah.
to get over that.
I saw Ken just logging back into my YouTube, but Ken Lewis, I saw you say hello. Nice to see you, buddy. And thanks everybody for joining us tonight for the show. So I'll pass it back.
And
I'll pass it back to net control, Shane.
I see Radioactive Ryan cashed in his shout out for being a member for 6 months of the QR Zombie Club. So Radioactive Ryan, thanks for your support. And I see that your icon is upgraded to the cigar and glass of whiskey, which means you've been with us for quite some time. So thanks so much. And I'd like to say this is not my shack, but this is a really cool shack that I found online. So rather than you guys staring at my kitchen, I figured you'd like to look at somebody else's shack. And I think it's Golf Zero Sierra Echo Charlie. I'm reading it there in the background.
What I was looking at.
Don't pull an LWC and take a picture that don't belong to you and not get credit.
So, Mr. or Mrs. Golf Zero Sierra Echo Charlie, you have a fantastic shack. We'll leave it at that.
Thank you for the use of your.
And thank you for the use. I mean, you put it on the internet, so.
Very useful.
Joe Brett, what's new with you, my friend?
Hello, everybody. I will be your alternating net control tonight, and please stay seated.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man.
Keep your arms and legs inside the roller coaster at all times.
That's too soon, Shane.
Do not crack the window of the submarine open at 4,000 meters.
I was thinking more about the window on the jet that come open. But
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
you got to keep up with the times, man.
Somebody forgot to tell him you can't just open the door by yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah.
Because they were coming in for a descent, so the air pressure allowed him to open the door. Yeah. That was crazy.
Yep.
I would have kicked his butt.
I'm sure he's
out of the
enjoying some prison time right now. That's
Yeah,
usually how that goes.
I'm sure he had plenty of people to talk to on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Well,
usually
welcoming
waiting for
home
you when
party.
you get to the gate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so anyway, besides that, I'm just excited for our guest tonight. Mr. Repeater Book's been kind of like my volunteer boss for years, and it's kind of nice to actually talk to him. So, well,
So have you been working with in the background for Repeater Book?
man, yeah, the
What's
pay's
the scoop
great.
on that?
Pay's great. I don't know. I don't know how many years ago it was. I'm sure he has the data. It's been a while. Mississippi did not have a admin to help regulate or what do you say, confirm the data and stuff. So I didn't have nothing going on, So I done it, and then it turns into a lot bigger job than what you think it does. But it's pretty neat.
There's a lot of repeaters in Mississippi.
Yeah, but I've got. Well, we'll save that for when we bring him on.
Okay.
Maybe we're talking too much without the man.
Well, Izzo's not here. He's taking care of some business, but he said that he will join us shortly. I see him in the chat.
He will be
Steve,
back.
Steve will be fashionably late, I presume. Beer Snack has a Cub Scout meeting and said that if he gets back in time, he may jump on as well. So we might actually have another show where everyone's here. I know it's been a while since we've had one of those.
True.
But yeah, so I guess you want to bring Garrett on, and we'll just kind of get rolling with it.
Yeah,
This is a
Man,
record.
This
You
is a
want me
record.
to-
We're 10 minutes in.
You want me to click the button? Because I don't want to bring him on and you click the
Yeah,
button and it goes back out.
Go right ahead. I'll give you.
At the
I'll give you
beginning,
the power.
before the show, we asked Joe, "Are you going to run the ship?" He's like, "I don't know how to push the buttons." Now he knows how to push the buttons.
Hello,
Garrett,
Garrett.
welcome to the show.
Hello,
Give us a
everybody.
thumbs up if you're ready to come on the screen. All right.
Oh wait, yeah.
Am I on mute?
Do I,
Sorry,
what?
what's that? I can't hear you.
Oh, we can't do that to him. That'd be terrible.
No, we're joking.
So for the chat, this is Garrett, Kilo Delta 6, Kilo Papa Charlie. And he's a wonderful mind that kind of put together a repeater book. And many of you have probably used it. If you hadn't, you should, because if you're not, then you're paying for stuff that you shouldn't be. And he provides this data to you hams for free, and GMRS and other radio users. A lot of stuff in repeater book that, besides just looking up ham repeaters, right?
Yeah, I noticed GMRS was in there the other day.
Yeah, they got stuff in there I even got in trouble for.
Uh-oh. You're not supposed to put it in there?
Well, I don't know, man. I had a Simplex link, okay? A Simplex RF link, and I see we have North American Simplex nodes. I said, hey, I'll put it up there. And then some of the locals said, why are you putting Simplex in as a repeater? I'm like, if you look at it, it's Simplex. It's not a repeater. So, anyway. Because I got talked about. Hey, if you're getting talked about, good or bad, you're getting your name out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot more people know me locally now.
Oh, Joe Brett, we asked you to do the whole introduction at Garrett, and you've spoken more in the time he's been on the screen than you have in the last 2 years of a show. Let the man speak.
Garrett, glad to have you on, man. It's good to meet you. I am one of your Mississippi admins that recently went from a D grade to a B, so I'm pretty proud of that. And what color is it? Garrett made these special little pins, man. It's
For the
pretty
admin.
nice.
Yeah.
You're beyond. You're official now.
Right. See there? It's official.
So we'll shut up and let Garrett do his introduction. Garrett, nice to meet you. Kind of let us fill us in a little bit. How long you been a ham? What got you into the hobby? And then we'll jump right into repeater book.
Yeah. So I actually became a ham radio operator because of a Boy Scout merit badge. So back in 1992, I was down in California, hence the 6 call. And a guy came in and was doing the ham radio merit badge for us, teaching me ham radio. Of all the scouts, I was the only one that went and took the test. and except all the leaders went, including my dad, took the test. So my dad's call sign is sequential right behind mine. It's kind of neat. So I did that. I've been a tech all the way up until last month. I went
Wow.
to the general.
Oh, wow.
So I
Nice.
took the general back in '95 and passed it, but you needed code back then, and
Right.
I never got the code. So I finally went and took it last month and got that out of the way. So, but yeah, so repeater book's not my full-time job. It's a hobby, right? It's a hobby within
Right.
a hobby. So
We found that ham radio is a hobby of many hobbies in general.
Yeah. And here's this website as if I know how to program stuff. And I literally started with PHP for Dummies. That's how I literally started this website.
Oh, wow.
How to program. Because I didn't know how to program that. I had a Commodore 64 when I was a kid. And you open up the little book and it tells you how to program. You ever do that with like a Tandy or something way back in the 80s?
I had a Tandy 1000. If you know what that is.
So the user manual had programs in it you could type out. Yep. HTML.
Everything was
What
in
was that?
DOS.
Yeah.
DOS.
Yeah. Well, it was basic
Yeah.
fonts, I think, on the
Yeah.
Commodore. So
Yeah.
so that's my history on programming. Started with that and PHP for Dummies and the internet. So I'm not a programmer by trade by any means. So so I guess, Repeater Book's not even really a company. It's just a hobby. And yeah, there's some ads, make some money, but it goes right back into ham radio. So
I was about to say it can't be cheap hosting all that, plus the database and upkeep and all that. There's got to be a little bit of monetary investment in there.
I've had to upgrade the new companies, new servers. I think it's about 4 million hits a month. So I got to have servers to handle it, and then I don't know if you heard of Cloudflare. I had to learn about that just to try to keep the site up and running. It's a deal, a lot more than I ever expected. So, but yeah.
So
Yeah.
were you a part of it when it was actually the physical books, or did you just come on and create the website? Because I do remember there used to be at Radio Shack you could get the updated book each month or each quarter or something like that, but there was a list of repeaters.
Well, I started when I got my license back in '92. My dad drove me down to HRO in Burbank, California, and we bought an Alinco DJ F1T. I think it was a little 2-meter. It was all high power, 5 watts.
Right.
And it was blue. The little ARL book that was about this big,
Mm-hmm.
a little tiny one, and I'd go through that with a pencil, sitting on my couch with my little 2-meter handheld, testing out repeaters. And
So you were kerchunking all of them?
yeah, but in my like we all do, right? And I take my pencil. Oh, that one doesn't work. Cross it off, right? That one doesn't work. Cross it. I was so frustrated. I'm like, how could this book? I'm only 18. I don't know.
Right.
How could this book be wrong? How do people? When you call a phone number in the phone book, it's not disconnected usually. It usually goes to the person
that you're trying to reach.
Yeah, I'm dating myself with the phone book, right? But yeah, so how this idea got started was I upgraded a couple years later to a Kenwood TM733A. I mean, tool band, radio, and I had that in my car. And every once in a while, for some reason, you start the radio up, and it would reset, and I'd lose all my memories. And back then, maybe 30 memories. And so I learned this is before Microsoft and Excel and everything. I have to write out by hand all my memory channels so that when that thing hiccups, I can go back in and program by hand all my memory channels.
Right.
So then I went to school in Idaho, and
I remember that radio.
So, I love that radio. And how many memories does it have? It's not very many, maybe 100.
72.
72, yeah.
Yeah, not this 5 million like some of these new radios have.
Hey, you almost had it halfway filled up.
I know. So, but here's the next problem. I go to Idaho to go to school, load up more repeaters, and I got to erase out the ones that I had in California. So that's another page on my list, right, of all my repeaters. And then between college semesters, I worked in Colorado. So it is again another third page. So that so instead of carrying around a notebook all the time, was it Al Gore that invented the internet? Remind me.
Yeah, according to him, yes.
Yeah. So then the internet comes on, and then I put my repeater list that I had on the internet. So then I could pull up on my, on a computer and print out my, my repeaters that I had. So
and
that's
for the kids that are watching and listening. That was before mobile phones had a web page that you could go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, this would have
Way back
been.
when.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's how it started, and then I moved to Oregon. So now I'm in the Portland area, and I look and I'm like, I'm going to start putting this this list online for me, because I can access it anywhere. And I only knew how to program in HTML. And
Right.
Could you imagine there's like 38,000 repeaters in Repeater Book.
Yeah.
If each one of those repeaters had to be programmed in HTML.
Oh my God.
That's
you
what I
wouldn't be a
learned.
repeater book.
Yeah, that's when I learned PHP and MySQL, and I put it up for Oregon. I tracked out Oregon. I didn't trust the AWL repeater directory anymore. I just because it's half wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff that I found that worked, I put it on that webpage, and so I just had Oregon in there. And in fact, the beginning it was called nwham.com for Northwest Ham.
Okay.
It's just it wasn't designed for an audience. It was designed for me.
Sounds like Minnesota ham.
Yeah. So a ham out of Alberta, Canada, comes on and says, "Hey, I like what you did. Can you do that for Alberta?" And then I did Alberta, and then it just kind of grew. This started in 2006. Is when I really put it up as repeaterbook.com way back.
Hey, there's Izzo.
So and then it grew, and then I don't know, 5-6 years ago, there's a ham out of the UK who had the app. So you're familiar with the Repeater Book app, probably.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people use that. So
actually, I haven't used the app. I just use the webpage. So I'm assuming
you're missing out.
I was about to say, do you want to kind of step through what the perks are of the app versus the webpage?
Yeah. So just the history on the app. There's a ham in England. His name is Nicholas, M1HOG, and he had an app that he had that had most of the world in it, and I was only doing the US. And he said, "Hey, I'll give you all the world if you give me all of North America. We'll combine this together." So now all the data comes in through the website and then pushes out to the app. So so the website, it's a great research tool. It allows for exporting and programming your radio. The app is it downloads the entire database into your device, your Android or your Apple iPhone. So the whole Repeater Book database is in there. So if the internet goes down, you don't have to have a data connection. It's all in there.
Oh, wow.
So it's a perfect app for, doomsday.
Right.
And then and it searches for repeaters based on your location. So you tell it, I want all the 2 meter, 70 centimeter repeaters within 40 miles of where I'm at right now, and it'll listen to you in order, tell you how far away they are from you and what direction they are. So,
interesting.
Yeah. So yesterday, I'm getting ready for field day. I know we're going to go into that, and I got this log periodic beam I wanted to test out. So I'm sitting in my driveway with my mast, which is a painter's pole, and I got this thing up there, and I just took my app out, the Repeater Book app, and I wanted to start testing repeaters that were more than 50 miles from me, and to see how this beam could do. So the app was helping me find those repeaters right there on the phone. So
I botched it up here live on the stream.
I've also used the app, not just for my current location, but like a little pre-planning without actually going onto the website and downloading like Shane's doing right now, doing a search. But you can manually put in a location in the app on your phone if you just want to browse another location. And maybe
Shane, what's your call sign?
K5QBF.
You're going to be on there. We're going to have to turn those ads off. So just give me a second. Let's see here. Assign user group, ad free. All right. Hopefully that'll turn the ads off for you. So
refresh.
We don't mind giving Bridgecom a little love there. Oh, there it went.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, that's that. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize there was one.
That's only good for 12 hours, then you'll get ads.
Right. That's fine by me. It's fine. 101 repeaters within 25 miles of my UTH.
That's a lot. You got a lot of testing to do, but
but I got a lot of kerchunking to do while I'm smoking. Oh, wait a minute.
does,
I can't say that.
does Texas got plenty of admins? You know, they might need some help.
Yeah, there's only one or two. It's a big state.
To cover Texas?
Yeah, you can't do
Whoa.
it with one or two. So
Yeah.
I want to throw something in here for
Yeah.
if you are a new ham and you want to play on the VHF UHF repeaters, in my personal opinion, before you buy a radio, before you buy a J pole to a beam to a vertical, whatever. Excuse me, guys. You guys hear me? Okay, my sinuses have been crazy all day. Yeah, and my ears are all whacked out. I highly recommend for a new ham to use this. Plug in your address, your home address as an example. Look at all the repeaters that come up. You could just say, just give me the 2-meter ones. Just give me the 440 ones. Whatever.
Yeah.
Look at the D-Star mode. Look at the DMR mode. Don't go and buy something that you're not going to be able to maybe do a direct connect. If you want to get into Pi-Star with all the digital stuff, that's great. Whole separate topic. But this website, and I told this to Garrett before we went on live, of how much I appreciate the hard work this guy and many others have done. But I cannot say enough for a new ham. I'm the guy in 1989, probably like, I don't know, Gary, again, and no disrespect to the league. You know, the league book was all we really had. You know, 1989, this is really before the internet. So we're talking caveman guys, okay? And then all of a sudden, and the book was okay. It was a great reference, but that's all it really was. And and for some reason, and I'm not going to get into politics of the league, they didn't go further into development to what Garrett and his guys, who he has partnered with. Regardless, it's here now. Look up your area. Go into your area. Look, whether you do it on the app, whether you do it on the website. Again, this gives you a great map of a 50-mile square. I always say 50 miles is probably good. Some guys may say 30. Now you know what you're dealing with. Now you know where all your repeaters are. And you can ask people, hey, that Copal repeater, how active is it? You know, and guys and right away, man, you're as a new ham, you are talking ham lingo right out of the gate. And the guys in your club are going, oh, the Copal repeater, I've used it all, you know, as an example for what we just. So you see where I'm going, guys. And now look at this with the map of what they've done now with the little towers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say my house
great
is,
visual.
my house is like right up here. And
yeah, I see it right there.
I talk on this Ulyss repeater a lot on an HT from 15 miles away.
See, and this is the conversation, guys, because of this excellent tool that Garrett, tell us how many thousands of hours you have put into this. That, again, I think a thank you is just not enough. But again, this starts conversation at the local level, whether you're at a club meeting, whether you're at the choke and puke having breakfast and whatever, and just, you know, rag chewing. The choke and puke. We all have a choke and puke, man. It's a great breakfast spot. Okay, but the municipalities don't allow you to put that on the sign. Separate topic. Don't derail me.
I don't want you to lose. I don't want to
Look
lose
at
your
this, though.
train of thought.
So Shane, what you just said is Ulyss. You guys all get together, and someone can say, "Yeah," and I use the Roanoke. Like I'm looking at your map. You see how this starts conversation, guys, and it starts learning, and then you start to create this path of what should I start buying if I haven't bought, or if I bought something, what should I do to enhance it based upon end user.
Right.
This tool is crucial, guys. I swear by this thing. This is one of many of my Bibles that I have.
What's interesting is Don N5SKT. I saw him in the chat. He's kind of over on this side of town, and he can hit that repeater. That repeater is like a powerhouse. Jason, Ham Radio 2.0, he's on there. Frank Tank Radio's on there. Usually when Mike or anybody comes into town, that's where everybody will kind of check in on the Ulyss repeater. So it's cool actually seeing a map of saying, you know, hey, first off, how well is my signal getting out? Because I tried one today. I was like, I said I'm testing a new HT with a new antenna on it. It's like, okay, so I've got can I go 20 miles? You know, can I on 10 watts? Can I do 15 miles? And then finally, as I was testing in, you know, the distance, one actually came up and I could hear it, and someone said, "Hey, your audio is broken, but sounds good." But so it's great for testing as well.
Right.
So Garrett,
If
that's
you're-
great
right.
job on this, man. 2 thumbs up.
Hey, real quickly, I just want to throw this in. Listen, we always appreciate the big repeaters who are up high, pushing a lot of power, nice preamps. We deeply appreciate those groups, but let us not forget the smaller groups who maybe don't have that opportunity. Put up these smaller repeaters, smaller footprint. Those repeaters are great for late night rag chew, early morning, whatever, vacationers. They all serve a purpose. And the bottom line is about the end users using them.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, I wish it had better coverage, I always get a little disgruntled when I hear the guy who says, I wish it would do this. To tell you what then, open up your pocketbook. And because you don't understand, these repeater owners put blood, sweat, tear, and money and sometimes spend more time with these repeaters to make sure that they're working than their own families or their jobs or whatever. And they will go to the end of the earth. When a repeater goes down, man, some of these guys their goal is within 24 hours or less. You tell me what other people are much dedicated like that than a repeater trustee and the sysops that work like that. Hats off to them. And
Let me point out
once
something.
again, this is a great
when
tool.
Izzo gets done.
Go for it. Go for it.
All right, a newer feature, Garrett, is included. See that orange at the top of the screen giving you your severe warnings there?
Yeah.
You see that? That's a newer feature. It's pretty
Yep.
neat.
Garrett, I have a question for you. These maps that show the repeater footprint, is that something is that generated from data on your end, or is that something that the repeater gets, or is that kind of just a guesstimation?
Well, somebody told me that that's about a 50-mile radius, so that circle is 50 miles. But do you see the 2 green little markers on there?
Mm-hmm.
Try clicking on one of those.
That's what we need people to really start doing when they use repeater book.
So that
Use
says
the
somebody
propagation.
somebody said on an HT 12.7 miles away said they got an S5 on that repeater. That's the money.
Yeah. So how do if I was going to submit that, because I'm up here on the Louisville side, how would I submit so that I could be a green dot for that repeater map?
So scroll down a little bit. Just let's see. Add a propagation report right there underneath the map.
Okay. I will definitely
look at that.
do that, because I
will start
definitely
doing that too.
That's on one of the largest buildings in downtown Dallas, and I can definitely I can hear that repeater full quieting. And every time I've checked into the net there, I get just a little bit of. They say I've got a little bit of bacon noise in the background, but that's from an HT on the 3rd floor of an apartment building.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like what I run into a lot. This is one of my favorite features actually that doesn't get used a lot. But my repeater that I have in town, I've got it. I don't know, 20-mile circle around it, because it pretty much just covers my county. But I've got some propagation reports that because nobody else does it, that I put in there where I've actually been able to reach the repeater in 2 ways from outside that circle. And I get a lot of comments sometimes, like Don earlier in the chat said, we got a lot more repeaters just in a particular area he's talking about than what's showing. Well, the beautiful thing about repeater book is it's user-generated data. So if you see something that's missing, you can add it, and
Correct.
admins will review it and add it in there. If you see something that needs to be changed, you can go in there and submit that change. So the data is up to the people using it, really. And we try to confirm it as best we can. But
And people
Yeah,
should
there's
also remember you're going to do. Go ahead, Garrett. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Well, there's no central place to get repeater data like government, right?
Right.
The phone book, when they put the phone book out, it was the phone company that made the phone numbers, right? So all the phone numbers and the phone entries come from the phone company. But ARRL was as close as it could be, and hopefully this isn't political like you were saying, but it basically the ARRL paid $1 per listing to all the coordination councils across the country. That's how they got the repeater data. So, hey, if you're a coordination council and you want to make extra money, you throw everything that's coordinated, whether it's working or not. So I think that's why you get data in that book that's not there. But one thing I did with the website is I mark it on air, off air, because it's not good enough just to list that it's coordinated.
Right.
I could go in and suck down data off all the coordination councils, but it's that on air, off air. That was the thing that really bothered me when I was a new ham, is a listing on the page and not knowing if it's on air, off air. So I was marking it myself, on air, off air. So everybody can go into these repeaters and they can mark them. Even if it shows on air, you can go in and mark it on air, and that updates it that it's on air as of that day and not 3 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it'll roll the date, the last review date on the website, so we know how fresh the data is. So if you have an account, there's a submit update on the menu, and you can report it on air, even though it's still on air, or it shows on air. Why not, right? Show how current it is. We're trying to encourage more repeater owners to get involved in keeping the data available, but so you can have crowdsource, and how good is crowdsource? This is why we got Joe involved, right? Joe, and I look back to see when you joined Repeater Book, and it was so early that I don't even know the date.
Great, I like that.
So that's like more than 10 years ago, right?
Wow.
So I call it curation, right? That somebody reports an update, Joe takes a look at it. Number one, he's going in there to make sure it looks legit. Number two, going in to make the data look similar for that entry as it does across all the other entries, which then are similar across the whole country, so that it doesn't matter if you're in New York or you're in California. When you look at Repeater Book, the data should be familiar to you, so you can quickly find what you're looking for. So it's that's why we got to have a curation process, because if we just let everybody put in whatever they wanted anywhere, you spend more time trying to decipher what they were saying than finding the data you need. So that's kind of the secret sauce behind it. And we have some states are better than others. Joe's a good admin with an 80% rating, which is really good. But we have some states that are in the 40% because we don't have a good admin there that goes out and does the work and testing repeaters and checking. Last month, I did a 1,400-mile trip from Oregon all the way to eastern Idaho and back, and I went out one way and came back another 1,400 miles, and I tested all the repeaters I could along the way. So I have a trailer that I built. And it's got everything. I can run everything but 1,300 megahertz on VHF, UHF.
Wow. So,
and I got DMR, D-Star. I don't have P25, but I basically, if there's a repeater out there, I can test it. Whether it's a 10-meter repeater or a 900 megahertz repeater, I can test it. And so that's what I did. I stopped at key points, used Repeater Book to look for repeaters within 50 miles of these key points that I stopped at. Went through, tested all the repeaters, marked them on air, off air, whatever, and then moved on. Before that, I had a Go box with 4 radios in it, and I did the same thing. So Oregon and Idaho look really good. I wish I could do it for the whole country, but I can't. So, thank goodness for guys like Joe who are willing to go in and help out in his state. And I say it's not for me, right, Joe? It's for the guys that are in Mississippi coming through. It's helping out travelers and everybody else.
Yeah. I was shocked
There's
to
a lot
see...
of times.
Go ahead, Joe.
When I trying to verify data and repeaters and stuff, there's sitting there at home, it's limited reach. And me, I don't get out a whole lot. But if I can't hit a repeater, or if I know that's beyond my RF reach from here at the house, I'll send emails. I've gone through a chain of people to get to the person I need to talk to say, can you tell me, hey, can you chunk this repeater? Or
can you see if it's working or not?
You own this repeater. Can you tell me what your plans are? I've done a lot of, he was talking about the ratings. I slacked a little bit as an admin. There's a whole workshop for admins on here. And I was like, what's this rating y'all talking about? And they're like, you hadn't read that? And so I had some catching up to do. And I figured out
how on yourself, son.
He already knows because I communicate directly with Garrett a lot. So there's been times I've sent Garrett, and I was like, I'll send him a screenshot or a message. I'm like, can you check this out? I said, I think this guy's pulling our leg. He lives 3 states away and trying to change every repeater in Mississippi. Can we just ban him? But so and sometimes he takes care of it. Yeah, he's banned. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so I reach out and it's kind of like an old phone tree. Just keep going through people until I can find an answer.
So where do you see the rankings on it? I mean, is that something that's put out there publicly, or is that something between the admins?
Right now, it's just the admins. I don't think I have a public facing on it. I call it a confidence rating because this Mississippi is a good example, but so is Georgia. Georgia's up over a 90, and every once in a while I see on Facebook somebody says the repeater book in my area sucks. All the data is wrong, but I don't know what their area is. And so what I wanted was, okay, somebody tells me they're in West Virginia. I want to go into West Virginia and see if it is crap. And if it is, and I'll know it is because of this database thing that I do to look up to see how active the admin is. How active, not only is the admin, but how active are the users in that state updating the data too? Because it's not just on the admins, it's also on the people that live there. And if the state just isn't active, then I'll say, yeah, you're right. West Virginia sucks. You want to help?
So Scout 75's got a quick question for you. He says, is there an option, or because he said he would like to be able to leave a comment on Repeater Book about a specific repeater, like how active is it? Is it mostly silent? Is there an option for that, or is that kind of something in the future?
Take it away, Garrett.
So when you're looking at a repeater, there's a button that says review/comment, and you can click on that.
Let me pull one up.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, see it right there in the center on the blue. Review, comment. Yeah, click that. I borrowed this from Best Buy. This is what they did back in the day.
So you can rate it for its coverage, and then you can leave comments on the information too.
Yeah, and then at the bottom of the page for that repeater, it shows. So this one doesn't have any comments on it. But
I'll try to find one that does. I'll be right back. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I'd probably be able to help you out with Texas, but yeah. You could do that, and it'll show right there on that page. Yeah. So I used to link it into Facebook, but that got kind of weird. So
that might be a little different.
Dunn in the chat he's really getting technical with some of his questions, and it's like, slow down just a little bit. Great questions, and I like them. But you're OVF in my brain here. I want to start way back in the beginning of the show where he was talking about routes. He wants to be able to plan a route. And I know I've done it before, but in Mississippi, there's like 2 ways in and 2 ways out. So I don't have to pick a lot of roads to plan a route. In Texas, there's 15 or 50 ways in or out, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick shout out to Ron for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much. If you would like to join Ron, there is a button down there where you can join the channel. There's perks. For as little as 99 cents a month, you can join the channel as well. Go ahead, Garrett, take it away.
So there is a travel search for U.S. and Canada. You go in and you choose the route. These routes have been assigned to the repeaters based on local feedback. What we ask is if there's a repeater that's got some wider coverage, and is friendly to travelers, then nominate it. In some states, some of our admins, though, they just anything within range, they just throw it in there. So, gosh, Texas, I got all kinds of Texas routes in here. But interstates are probably the best way to go. But you could choose the interstate, and then you can filter it by state. So you can knock it down and say, I just want whatever in Texas on a certain band, and it'll show those. And so you can create routes. Now, something I've tried. I started with PHP for Dummies. What I wanted to do is
this is the highway stuff you're talking about, right?
Yeah. So this is showing you. You could click on it. So this is a quick search. This will give you everything. There is a travel search you can click on, and you can choose the route, the state, and filter by band. Yeah, you can do that. That's the preferred way to get exactly what you're looking for. What I'd like to do is if you said, hey, I'm in San Francisco and I'm going to go to Denver, Colorado, and have Google figure out your route and then tell you all the repeaters within 20 miles of the route, that would be cool. It was a system called Routeboxer, but they don't support it anymore. I'm on PHP for Dummies. I don't know. I need Routeboxer for Dummies. I don't know how to do that. But so this is the alternative. This is what I got. You say I want I-80 from San Francisco all the way to Salt Lake City, it'll give you all the repeaters along the route that people have nominated. For that state.
What you're saying is there used to be a feature to select multiple routes in the travel search?
Yeah, I had it working from where you could click on, hey, I'm in, you go into Google Maps and you're going to plan a route, and you'd go from Seattle to Denver, and then you tell it, I want every 2-meter repeater within 15 miles of my route, and that would pop up.
Yeah. Okay. And that's what I was telling Don, when he said that. I said, absolutely, you can do it. And then I was looking at it, and I'm like, I remember being able to pick more than one. So, so you mentioned that change, but okay.
Yeah, I'm sure some guy with super technical skills could build it, but this is what I've got. So
there's your project done. You want it, build it.
If you build it, they will come. So I just plugged in US 287, which runs from Northwest Texas down to South Texas, and it looks like there's a few on the route planner that's along US 287. So
I think we'd like to see more than that, right? I mean, So.
And that's another thing. The users or the repeater owner, whoever's putting the listing there, needs to include that it covers that route.
So there's two, N5 AMS and KB0 VLR are the two repeater book administrators for the entire state of Texas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you need some help, let me know. I'll take care of you, buddy.
Always need help. So.
I mean, I'm not Joe status, but
Don got any more?
I do like
is
to
that
play
it?
with HTs.
I should have been going through Star and Duns. Shane, you'll have to scroll back up.
I actually started a few. Let's see. There's the plan of routes. We got that one. So Jim wants to know if we can hide a submarine in a river. That's coming up later.
On for Red October.
John says, what I love about Repeater Book is the ability to use it with Chirp and download direct to my radio. So can you kind of explain how that would work, on how you could build a code plug or a list of repeaters, and then download it so that you could put it on your radio?
Yeah. So there's two ways to work with Chirp specifically. Chirp has an interface inside of it, so you can be in Chirp and import repeater book data from within Chirp, or you can go make your custom search on repeater book, choose export, and then choose Chirp, and then it'll create a file that you can then manually import it to Chirp. RT Systems is the same way; they do the same thing, but there's a whole bunch of software out there that you can use outside of that. So I've been working on Yaesu quite a bit lately. I own 4 FTM 300s, so I was really interested in making that work. So if you're using what they call their ADMS software, which I think they're clones of RT, I think is how they do that. But so Yaesu, ICOM, a lot of the ICOM radios have their own programming software, and you can export file types that will import right into those programming software. Programming software from those manufacturers program your radio really quick. That gets a lot of use. I've been tracking how many exports we get on that. Chirp and RT Systems there's over 1,000 a day exports being done from hams. So really busy on that front. So, and I just keep trying to add more because it seems to be that's kind of the trend. Everybody wants to program the radio with a computer, and I think I was saying before the show, getting ready for field day, and my FTM 300 in the trailer, I was like, why not just put every repeater in the state of Oregon into this radio? So I went on Repeater Book and told it to show me all. I hit export, Yaesu, FTM 300. It created a file. I copy pasted it into the ADMS, I think it's 12. Saved it, took the SD card out, put it in the radio, told it to read it, and it was done. I think it was a total of 2 minutes. And 450 repeaters in the state of Oregon are now in that radio. Just like that.
Wow. Do
that by hand. You need to be able to do it by hand, but do that by hand. How long is that going to take? So, and not only that, but I ordered them by frequency, but I could have ordered them by distance from me if I wanted, so you could change the sort order before you export it. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like that.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. I was starting to get your questions in here.
I wish I would have known. So one of the things is, Repeater Book, you download it on your phone, the app on your phone. You don't have to log in, right? Like it's right there. It works. Yeah. So I've gone to your website sometimes and it's like log in, and I was like, but I didn't know about this route option, because if I did, when I went to Dayton, I literally was driving back. I was in Rochester. I'm like Repeater Book, and I like program into my FT5D quickly, a couple around me, try them, and then, okay, hit the road, So I was using it, trying to make contact on the way. It would have been so much better if I would have pre-programmed the route and had that, have them all programmed in there and been able to, listen in and see what was going on if there was any activity going on,
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
that was good.
I mean, that's one of the, the U.S. hams really, really like to use it while they travel. UK hams, they just use it all the time. They don't use the website. It's interesting how that works, but it's a pretty good tool for travel. I use it when I travel. You could, you have your phone in your cradle, whatever, as you're driving down the road, and you can see the repeaters as you drive. They will continually update, what's closest to you. So overlanders, if they're out in the middle of nowhere and you want to know which repeater is physically closest to you, you just bring up the app and it'll show you the repeater that's closest to you right where you're at, how far it is and which direction it is.
You were saying before the show that your website or your server gets 4 million hits a month, was it?
Yeah.
That's insane. So you run exclusively off of donations. So I would encourage anybody who watches this now or later, if you have the opportunity, obviously repeater book is something that we all have used at one point or another. If you have the ability to help out, I would say pitch in, help out if you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
donations go right back into the website. All those donations are right back into the website. 100%.
Well, you pay a server fee, right? Like you're not hosting that yourself. You pay for that service. And
yeah, I'm using a hosting service and a content management, not a content, whatever Cloudflare is. They protect me from, like bots that are trying to crash my site. The Chinese probably.
So Don also asked, what if the repeater owner doesn't want it to show up in the book? Do they have that option, or is it kind of like, this is a public space, so?
Yeah. So I remember when I didn't want to be listed in the phone book, I had to pay the phone company $1.
I love where you're going there. That's awesome.
Somebody older than me.
Well, I had to pay to be unlisted, so I don't do that. But what I say is, listen,
I would.
Repeaters are on public domain, right? They're broadcasting out. Here I am over the airwaves, and anybody with a radio, whether can hear it. So what I will agree not to publish is the PL tones. And I know that now radios, man, they scan PL tones. My scanner that I have picks up PL tones automatically. But I don't have to say that it's on top of this building or on this peak. I just say, hey, it's in the middle of Dallas. It's on this frequency. This is the call sign that it's chirping out. You know what I mean? I think that's fair game, right?
Oh, absolutely.
100%. But if a repeater owner wants to hide the PL tone, okay, I'll lock out the PL tones and I'm not going to go T-hunt it, to see, what building it's on and do that sort of thing. So
sure.
I just feel like if somebody's scanning around and they hear a repeater, that they should be able to go to repeater book and see what it is. Even if it's a closed or private. That's really popular in California, these closed and private systems.
Apparently there's one in Texas because Don also says there's a repeater in Plano that will shout you to get off the repeater. What's killing ham radio?
So
perfect opportunity to leave a review for that repeater.
Absolutely.
There you go.
The users of this repeater are assholes. Now, I would do a $$ hold. Don't curse on his site. We don't encourage that. Four-Wheeling Redneck says, is there an admin for Northwest Pennsylvania?
I do have a really good admin PA. I think he is Northwest. I have to look up. We're gonna look up and see who it is. But Pennsylvania's pretty dialed in right now. It's one of the best states we have for data right now, actually.
While you're looking that up, I've got another question queued up here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason says, not so much directly for repeaters, but coordinated the same way in many states and counties. Do you also have frequency coordinators for low power, micro repeaters, e.g. hotspots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And it looks like I missed part 2 of his question.
So what is he asking if we can list them on repeater book, or is he asking?
Yeah. So is there like, do you have like everything on a specific frequency? So like I have a hotspot, and my hotspot is sitting on like 434.45.
Yeah.
So do you have those? Are you down to the not so much hotspot, but like someone who has, say, a GMRS repeater that's sitting on their patio? Is it just the big stuff, or do you list everything, or is it only whatever's reported?
It's
that's
everything.
what he's asking. Jason, correct me if I'm wrong there.
I mean, so hotspot, I don't, like I own 3 hotspots, but they don't get outside my house, right? They're milliwatt.
Right.
But some guys have hotspots that are putting out a few watts, and I just call them simplex nodes. And so, Joe, I think you were talking about this before with simplex. There's a simplex area of the website. And so if you own a simplex node that you want people to use, you as the owner can go in and list it, but you as the owner are responsible for everything about that listing. Now you now own it. So if you need to change the frequency, because those guys could change frequencies every 5 minutes if they wanted to, right? So not to overburden the admins, but these guys can go in and they can add it, they can change it, they can delete it. It's all self-service when it comes to those.
So yes, I do have a simplex repeater, but good luck figuring out what color code I'm on and what time code I'm on. Jerks.
Well, my little unit in scanner does it all automatically. So
I bet I might get all of about 1/3 of a mile coverage with my tiny little hotspot there.
That'd be the right place.
So it says, Don also asks, for DMR, how do you know if it's a Seabridge or a Brandmeister? Is that stuff listed either in the info, or how do you cover the DMR stuff?
Yeah, so DMR, they all have to have a radio ID. And so you can go to Brandmeister and look up the radio ID. And if it's a Brandmeister repeater, it's well listed there. If it's not, it's not. But a lot of these Seabridge, most Seabridge DMR repeaters are part of a larger network. So it's not hard to go find. Up here in Oregon, Washington, we have PNW, Pacific Northwest DMR, and they're all on Seabridge. So you can go right to the PNW Northwest website and see the Seabridge, see what talk groups are configured on those Seabridges, and then propagate that out to all the DMR repeaters on that Seabridge. So then you can program your radio right off of repeater book that way. So it's research, I guess, trying to figure it out based on the radio ID or based on who they belong to.
All right. So Don also asks, how do we get listings of the simplex repeaters? Are they listed in there as well?
Yeah. So if you go to the homepage, down the left side menu, there's one that says North American Simplex nodes. And so everything
back over there, I will show this.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah. I'll wait for you.
Present, share screen. I think I would already have had this done. Okay. Oh, there you go. North American Simplex nodes. Oh, I should probably share that in the stream, huh? North American Simplex nodes. There we go.
Yeah. Yep. So then, I just click on the US there, and
Don,
so
this is for you, buddy.
Yeah, this will show just simplex.
Okay. It looks like let's go to Dallas, because Don and I are in the greater DFW metro. There's 147. Wait a minute.
Is that yours?
No, it's a calling frequency.
No, that's 147.
147.52. I was like, wait a minute, that looks familiar. Oh, okay.
So, funny story. What got me talked about, I mentioned earlier so much, is I listed my 146.52 or 147.745 simplex node because it could be on either one.
Okay.
But it was low power. I wasn't bothering nobody outside, the community here. But, yeah, that's what got talked about so much. How are you going to list something on 5.2? I'm like, well, hell, y'all don't use it. We do.
Right.
So, so I had that running. It was like an Echolink simplex node, and I had it running for a local friend of mine that was an over the road trucker. He's gone a week, home a week. So when he was gone for a week, he'd use his phone and still talk with us all week. And so anyway, that's what got me talked about so much at the Hamfest.
Carlos, I love you, buddy.
Someone's complaining about my mic. Is this better?
It's Carlos.
No.
It's okay. Just because you're not eating it,
see,
it's okay.
Did you see Ariel's question there, Shane?
I have not. If you see it, tag it because I'm trying to catch all these questions as quickly as I can.
I did. I tagged it.
Oh, show it.
Here, I'll put it up on the screen.
Okay.
DR.
So Ariel wants to know how accurate is the listing for the Dominican Republic.
I don't think that we have an admin there at all. So
Ariel, time to sign up,
I
buddy.
don't have any confidence.
Ariel,
in
there
it.
you go, brother.
Yeah.
I nominate Ariel.
Gosh,
But the
that's,
short answer is as good as the user input is.
Yep.
yeah, that's going to be in the worldwide section. Yeah, Dominican Republic. What do we call that? Caribbean.
Well, that's one thing that I love about this whole little system is if somebody complains about something, I say, guess what? You can fix it.
So Carlos says, thank you. That is much better.
So more like this, right
Yes,
into it.
eat your mic for that ham radio ASMR.
There we go.
Dave in California says, are there any repeaters in SoCal? I think there's probably 10 gazillion ones in SoCal.
And we have a really good admin in California, and he's top secret. I can't even tell you who he is because he's an inside guy in one of the coordination councils, and I think they're violating some type of non-disclosure agreement. But he works Southern California for me. So
Nice.
SoCal is at least LA County. You know, down to San Diego, I'm not so sure, but LA Orange County area up into Ventura County, it's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good data.
Let's see. Ken says, how about digipeaters and iGates? Are those listed on there?
They're not. I'm not exactly sure how to go after finding all that stuff. I mean, I love APRS, but yeah, it's not. So if a repeater has APRS on it, it does list that, but I don't think I have a way to filter out for just APRS repeaters.
Scott says he doesn't see the maps option on the Android app. Is the maps, is that on Android or no?
There's no maps in the apps yet, but I can tell you that that is the most requested.
Oh, I
feature.
bet.
It's the most requested feature. We're looking at how to implement it because, you know, Repeater Book app is totally offline, meaning no internet, it still works. But of course, if we did maps, we're going to have to put at least part of that online. So we could you click a link and have it pop up onto basically a small screen version of the map. So it's in progress. We're working on it. We hear everybody. It's like I said, requested all the time. So.
Don says there's a simplex that. Oh, I didn't realize that. Don, I will program that into the radio so that I can join one of those nets one night to say that I'm officially been in a simplex net. Let's see. That's about all I found, guys. Anything else in there that I've missed while I've been Brad's? Oh, Scott, question. If you have a prepared coverage map for your repeater, can you upload that to Repeater Book?
Excellent question. Excellent. Yep. I was going to ask that too.
Yep. So if we can accept repeater coverage maps, and if you have a favorite photo of your repeater site, we can upload that too. So people can click right on it and see them both.
Shane, look up the K5YVY. It has both of those photos attached to the listing.
Oh, well, let me
does it really?
Look
at I use the features, man. I'm trying to encourage.
I would hope
folks.
so.
I
You're
am
supposed to be a pillar of the community.
He's got the admin pin, and you know what? Only about 20% of my admins have that pin. Those are.
I was afraid to say anything about it when I first got it because I'm like, I don't know how many he made.
No, it's only the.
He also has a tin cup too, so that can't be wrong.
You know, those pins. I'll tell you, those pins are about $2 a piece, and I sent a couple to Canada, and it cost me $15 to ship it. So sorry, Canada, probably not getting any more.
It's expensive. And I didn't. I think I messaged you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just need to send you 20 of them, and
Send
then
them
you
to
just
me.
burst them out.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, Daniel has a U.S. postal address, so he can do that.
Yeah.
He can take them across the border.
I sent 30 of them.
They're promotional
UK.
items that are given for free, so there's no duty.
Yeah, I sent 30 to UK, and it cost the same to send as I spent to send one to British Columbia. So British Columbia and Ontario, really good admins there.
Awesome.
Okay, I got it. Finally. It took me a minute to get that pulled up.
I think I was looking at repeater book, and I think Manitoba has like 40 repeaters. That's it. So
that's about how many
so I'm
people live
assuming,
there, right?
Joe Brett, you're talking about this map.
So there's your repeater coverage map. And
Nice.
of course, this was produced, offsite using something else, but I was able to upload the image for that purpose. And then location photo, if you click on that little icon, that shows you an actual photo I took.
Little camera icon there below the PL. Yep.
There you go.
Hey.
Oh, look at that.
That is so
Joe.
sophisticated right there.
Nice job.
The only lie about that photo there is the antenna. I put a much taller antenna where that's a much shorter one, but that's the antenna we took off of there to put mine there. I kind of kicked that radio off the site. So
nice.
And you can reach that repeater via Echolink. I think
not
I've
full time.
confused. I think I've confused some of the locals before.
Yeah, it used to happen a lot. It's like, especially if I had my Echolink on the Simplex and they'd hear somebody from another country coming in.
He talks funny.
Yeah,
So
so it's
band
not,
opening on 652.
Yeah, a little bit of tropo ducting going on.
I don't have the Echolink on there full time because I've only got one remote radio, and I like to use APRS and Zello and Echolink on it. So I switch between it.
Chris, hopefully we've answered your question that the maps are not on the app yet, but they're coming.
I'm working on it.
Do you have a listing for HF beacons?
No.
That's. I mean, it's not a repeater, but
Beaconlist.com. Anyways,
yeah,
another idea.
That's a hobby within a hobby.
I've had it asked. This GMRS. I didn't have GMRS. I was very resistant to GMRS, and I have a GMRS license. And there's my GMRS. I'll just tout somebody else's website. So that guy's been around for a while, and that's where I was going to get all my data, and I was fine with that. But then I started getting GMRS guys saying, hey, he's got great data, but he doesn't have any features. I'm not trying to bang on him or anything, but and at the time he didn't have, I think he might have an app now, but he didn't. So they wanted the repeater book features with the GMRS data. And I resisted, but it's just the avalanche of requests just kept coming. So very interesting how GMRS guys are versus amateur radio guys when it comes to repeaters.
Yep.
GMRS guys want to control all that repeater. They want to control everything about that repeater. So GMRS repeaters are not admin moderated, and only the GMRS owner is allowed to add it in and put the data in. So it's completely controlled by GMRS. And I'm really quite amazed at how many, I probably get 2 or 3 repeaters across the country added a day, which, I mean, it's a slow grind to come up, but this is the community doing it itself with no help from me. I just created the venue and it's all coming in. I have in several states more data than my GMRS.com does, which I was surprised. So
I will say, and it's I don't know if it's sad to say or good to say, but the GMRS repeater that's it's on I think it's the one that's there on the Sheraton Hotel. The unlinked side of that is busier than any other ham radio repeater I have ever heard. There is someone in there constantly. They're always chatting. If you want to check in, say hi to somebody, there's someone that's always there. Like I had to program this radio that I'm testing over here. I had to program in a GMRS repeater because I couldn't get anybody to answer me on any of the other ham repeaters. But I got somebody in 30 seconds on the GMRS repeater, which blows my mind.
It's up and coming.
Yeah. A cost to entry, or what do they call that? The how hard it is to get into it. They just have to pay their money and then they're good to go. Everybody on there is super nice too.
That's what I was thinking when Garrett said the avalanche of requests. I imagine that really piled on when the license went down to $35.
Oh, I bet.
Well, you're going to talk about a sub, but talk about the FCC website being down and nobody can get a license right now. It's been over a week, right? So as soon as that the day that the fee changed,
I jumped in there and submitted it that night. And then I'd heard like the next morning or maybe the next day that, that no one else could get their submissions in because the website was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people signed up for their GMRS license, like in that period.
Someone posted.
Does
Go ahead,
anybody
Joe
know the
Brett.
stats?
I mean, I did it. I could find it, I bet.
It was a lot.
No, it'd be interesting to know because, like, you know, in ham radio, we're often talking about how to get more people into the hobby. And for those gatekeepers, I'm not saying, you know, I know you gotta know, you gotta study, you gotta pass the license, but you know, there is a dynamic that just paying. You know, I don't know.
I remember during that period, we was kind of keeping up with it by the last letter. Like I was WRQC613. So once they hit 999, I guess they go to the next letter, WRQD, 001. I don't know how they do the
mine
numbers.
was WRQC 420.
So proud of that.
I am.
I'm WREQ. Does that make me an old timer?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2 years old, maybe.
Yeah. I'm looking on I'm sorry, I Googled that to see if I could find out how many new GMRS licenses have
Chris
been
in the
in there
chat
since
said WRQY. So that's a long way from C.
That is.
So
I was trying to see when it changed and how many changed, but I'll try to figure it out.
So we're an hour and 8 minutes into the show. Fantastic.
Man,
lots
how
of really
time
good
flies.
information about Repeater Book. But we also have this weekend, a big weekend in amateur radio. And I think we need to talk about that.
So before we transition, can I throw something out here?
Yep.
Okay.
Throw it. I'll catch it.
So
I'll catch it.
so I'll wrap it up, Garrett. Is there something you want to let everybody know about? Changes coming, anything that you're ready to unveil or about to unveil? Kind of what is, kind of just giving you the floor to throw something out there. Anything you want to talk about? Go ahead, and then if you want to stick around for a field day talk, you're more than welcome to. We're probably going to go another hour, is usually how it goes.
Yeah,
but you're welcome to stay as long as you like.
This will be my first field day that I've actually attended, and the Repeater Book trailer is coming out for it. So it's going to be a good thing. Yeah. So
we have to share those.
You go to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I think you advertised that for me a bunch.
Yeah, I did a while ago. We'll do it again real quick.
So
talking about it.
I'm trying to get more active on the YouTube channel because I found there are a lot of features that Repeater Book has that people don't necessarily know about. So I'm trying to put out more content. My 17-year-old daughter is supposed to be my content manager, so maybe that'll help.
That's awesome.
But Joe, you've done a lot of good stuff that you put up on YouTube. Some how-tos. The last couple videos I think I've got on there are the trailer, and I haven't done a comprehensive trailer walkthrough, but there is like a 2-minute video. You can kind of get a quick teaser of what's in that thing. Just maybe I shouldn't say it. The trailer was $5,000 and the equipment inside is $20,000. So
that's how it works out.
That's how it works out. Exactly. That's normal.
My budget was 30. My budget was 30. So we'll see what it is after this year when I add it all up for taxes. But because you're never done. Are you ever
I spent
done?
about $500 on my shack that I'm here in, but guess how much is in it?
But
I'm not gonna guess.
Yeah. So anyway, take a look at the YouTube thing. I'm gonna try to put more content up there. The features and stuff that come with the website are really driven by the users because I've done pretty much everything that I need to do for my radios. What I own. I got an FT3D. I made an export from my FT3D. Somebody else says, "Hey, I got the FT5, and I don't know if I have one for the FT5 or not." I'll build you an export for the FT5. So if I could put 14 antennas.
We're gonna run this in the background while
Can
you're
I
talking.
narrate it? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
200-watt flexible solar panel on there. Inside there's 4 100-amp-hour Battleborn LiFePO 4 batteries. So yeah, that's my rat's nest.
Hobie
of
cabling
everything coming
management,
in.
Batman.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I added shore power to it, so that's how I keep it charged up in the driveway along with the solar. So I've got 2 computers, and I'm a dual monitor guy, so both computers have 2 monitors. And everything in here, everything runs on 12 volt. There's no
I am
110
jealous.
that I'm using.
Very
at
nice.
all.
That
Very
looks really
nice
cool.
wood.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm looking at the nice wood teak and everything. That's very well laid out.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Wow.
man.
Steve should have
Look
been
at
here
that.
to
Look
see
at that.
this.
Look at
I
that.
agree.
Look at that. Power boxes. Look at that.
Yeah,
External
yeah.
speakers.
Well, PowerWorks and DX Engineering got a lot of money from me.
Absolutely.
They haven't even bought me dinner, but they've anyway.
Well, if you're going to be in Huntsville, maybe
you
we
get
can
stickers,
work that
man.
out.
Listen. You get stickers. Don't
See
worry
there?
about it.
You see the sticker? There's a sticker in there in the
That's
picture
what I'm
there.
saying.
We got to get you
stickers.
some stickers from the clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm putting stickers on.
Yes,
this thing.
put some stickers in there. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's got I've got a Connect System CS800D Plus with their two FTM 300s. One does APRS or dedicated APRS. The other one.
Man,
is,
that thing's got a rack on it.
Nice rack.
Yep.
Nice
Ooh.
rack.
I couldn't resist.
I
I figured
say it
Izzo
too.
was gonna jump in
Oh,
on that too.
I'm
Everybody
wood panel
appreciates a nice
ceiling.
rack.
Well, here we go. I'll give you another. Maybe.
Look at that. Look at the storage.
Antenna map.
Nice storage ideas. Look
Yeah.
at this.
Wait
The
a minute,
man's trying to narrate, guys.
Let me pause this. Hold on one second here.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Hang on, man. We're salivating, and the poor guy's trying
Right.
to.
So that's the antenna map. That's what's on the trailer.
Okay,
Nice.
so that coincides with. Is there something in there like an antenna selection?
Yeah,
Whichever
so
radio you're on, and you can
Yep.
it coordinates with that.
Yeah, so I think the next piece of this here will show the entire rack from bottom to top, and you'll see the patch cables. So there's a DR1X repeater. There's a GMRS repeater. I even have a CB in there scanner. And as we
Absolutely.
come up here, duplexers, go a little bit higher, and here's the patch panels.
There's your
Holy
interconnect.
cow!
So if you pause that right
Yeah,
there.
Nice.
Oh, hold on.
Yep. So the top panels are the antennas, and the bottom panels are the radios. And so I can switch antennas at any time. Just swap
Okay,
that out.
that's cool.
Very good. Very nice.
Yeah. So and I'm just showing off my wiring prowess.
No, man, that's important, man.
no, I
Guys,
like that layout there.
guys need to know. You need to
Everything's
do.
in
You need to have a good
conduits?
dressing. You got to have dressing, man. Dressing's so
Done.
important.
Dunn is having a fit. He wants to know where the Flex radio's at.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's going to take a little bit more donations. to get
That was
Yeah.
over budget, Dunn.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
over
exactly.
budget.
It says 13.9, the little racetrack volt. But yeah, there's a solar controller. Everything's Victron energy. That's the shore power controller. And I do have 2 inverters in there, but rarely ever use them for anything.
Is there an air conditioner in there? I didn't see
No.
one on the. Oh
No.
Well, you're in Oregon,
that's
so
that's the
Nah,
next
you're-
revision. That's
you're in
revision
Oregon,
3.
so I,
There is
I
a
can-
12-speed variable. There's a 12-speed fan in there.
okay.
12
So I-
speed.
So
Oh, sweet.
you know, with the pop-up vent, so I replaced the pop-up vent with a 12-speed fan, and then it has the special louvered cover because it rains in Oregon all the time, so I don't get water inside. So, but I looked at an air conditioner, but that trailer would require more bracing and
Oh, I
probably
bet, yeah.
a generator. It's a 6x12 utility trailer, but you'd have to get a generator that could handle the start on an air conditioner. It's a deal to do it. But I looked at
That's
it.
really
Seriously
cool.
looked at it.
That's very good. Nice job. Nice job.
So
We're going to do it again?
No, it's a different video.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get some.
yeah.
Some
So
clicks,
I
some clicks
I
on his videos here.
I decorated the trailer. So this is kind of the before and after of taking it in, and I wanted to get this done before field day. So when we're up to field day and people come up and look, so this is the trailer. You see, I got the LED lights up there.
Nice.
But so this is my canvas, and then these guys went to work.
So are you putting a wrap on it, or just
No, it's just vinyl
cover?
lettering. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
vinyl lettering. I don't think I spent too much time watching them take out the rivets. I guess they're not rivets, but you can only watch that for so long. There we go. Yeah, there. That's good. So, in fact, this guy here in the yellow hat, he's a ham. I didn't know that when I went over there.
Oh.
And then he saw your trailer and he was like, "Oh my god!"
Yes,
Look
we're
at
going to
all
do what he
these-
said. He said,
Look
we're
at
going to do
all
it.
these antennas.
So that guy doesn't usually do the stickers, but he said, "I got this one, boys."
I got this one.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, he's the owner. He's the owner. and he did it.
Nice.
Yeah.
See,
There
there's
you
a-
go.
So I gave him a little bit of a look there. But yeah, so
Hollywood
that's-
Signs and Graphics in the
There you go,
in the
guys.
Northwest
Nice.
Oregon. You're good to go.
Yeah,
Nice
keep
job.
going. You'll see all 4 sides. Oh, you took it
Oh,
off. That's
hold
all
on.
right.
No, that's okay. I can bring it right back up.
Yeah, so Lou wants to know, are we going to see that trailer in Huntsville, Alabama for the
Oh,
Hamfest?
gosh, man. My truck is a lease, and I'm limited to 10,000 miles a year. I'm like, ugh. I need to. Anyways, that's what I did.
Did I see? Hold on. Let's go back here. Is that a 146.52 on the
You like
trailer?
my license plate?
That's the coolest vanity plate I've seen
So
yet.
let me confess. So in Oregon, the law on trailers is that if it's can't haul more than 1,850 pounds, and that's the payload max for this trailer, Oregon does not require that you register them. So I put
That's
whatever plate I want on there.
Hell
So
That's
yeah.
nice. I like
Yeah,
it.
that's awesome.
So the story, I was coming back through southeast Oregon, and it's the Malheur River, and it's a canyon, and I'm driving through with this trailer, and semi truck goes the other way, and he calls out on 652, and he says, "Whoever that was with that trailer, I know you're listening on 652."
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Hey, guys, I'd like to make a motion that we bring Garrett as a member, put him on
Oh,
the
that's
rolls.
right. I
He-
second that motion.
All right, then all in favor?
Ah.
All right. And Garrett, because of that, we have to do a special fast round of lightning fire questions. And are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. You're on the road. You're hungry. Chicken, fish, or steak?
Chicken.
Okay. What kind of chicken do you like? What's your favorite chicken?
Bob. There's different kinds of chicken.
Well, there's barbecue chicken. There's baked chicken. There's
Oh,
you know,
gotcha. Grilled.
grilled. Okay.
Nice.
Favorite ice cream, and how do you like it?
You know, I like strawberry ice cream.
Ooh, I'm with you there.
Nice, good.
Yeah.
And how do you like it? Cone,
Yeah.
dish.
You know,
You know,
I'm into the
Blizzard.
shakes right now. So put it in a shake and give me some chunks. Yeah.
Okay.
Big plump strawberries.
You're hanging out at the clubhouse, and we have some munchies hanging out. There's a bowl of pretzels. There's a bowl of cheese balls, and then there's barbecue potato chips. Which one do you grab?
Probably the barbecue chips.
Oh man! And finally, the final question is, what's your favorite band?
My favorite band. You know, I just went and watched Matchbox 20 in concert.
Oh, the guy finally got it. Everyone else is like 20 meters, 40 meters, 17.
Yeah, I just
You
went
are-
down last month, so bands aren't on my mind like that. 2 meters, 70
That's
centimeter.
All right. You are a member, and someone, please get this guy a sticker pack. And I'll give him. You throw 2 sticker packs at this guy. I don't care, and let the whole world as he's motoring around up there.
Yeah, so you may need to put a few more
Garrett.
ads on your site to pay the dues, but
Yeah.
I was going to return the favor here and just give me your call signs, and I'll put you ad free on the site. So
Oh, look at that.
sorry for
So,
everybody
Garrett-
that the ads suck, but I gotta pay for the site.
So Garrett,
See,
listen,
the clubhouse comes with
we
perks.
we have a project that we want to work on, and that's we want to make our own country, our own island, like Sealand. I just lost internet, I think. Anyways, when
No,
we
you
put a
good.
repeater
No, you good.
on Sealand 2.0, we need that thing advertised on
Yes,
repeater book.
yes.
Okay,
We will make
We
it
need
the
a-
featured
we need a-
repeater on the front page.
Oh, look at
Yes.
that.
Yes.
and it will go under the rest of the world listings.
Yes, Garrett. I just added.
Repeater.
Garrett, I just added my call sign there. You'll see it along with everybody else. But yes, Sealand. Matter of fact, we're going to have to just put our own repeater up on Sealand. And you know, it's going to have to be an analog. It's going to do some
We should.
DMR.
We're gonna just have to take
We're gonna-
over Sealand. That's it.
We are. I told you that is the plan.
With
Got it.
kayaks, stand-up kayaks, and bows.
You
and
guys saw
arrows.
that TikTok you saw that TikTok I shared where the guys like
Stand-up guy.
brought out some they made their own island. Hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll have to share that. Anyways.
All right, so are we going to submarine or field day? What's next, Daniel? I'll let you pick.
Well, field day is a big.
you were
Well, let's take 5 seconds to talk about.
I know you were jonesing on the submarine.
Well, I'm jonesing about field day too, man. So
Me too.
for those of you who don't know, I'm probably gonna lose my internet connection because every time I talk, I lose it. But so there's a company called Ocean Gate that has Titanic exploration. So yeah, it's called Ocean Gate. It's a company out of the U.S. that has submersible vehicles.
Shane, come on, man. He only got so much internet. Let him talk.
He only has so much bandwidth.
They lost things at Watergate too.
So
Sorry, Garrett.
I might have to shut my camera off. So this company, Ocean Gate, they do exploration, like submersible vehicles going to visit the Titanic. And so they have these experimental crafts, these submarines. And there was a crew that went 6 o'clock on Sunday morning. They did a dive going down. And about an hour and a half after they started, they lost communication with the main vessel that is on the surface. There are 5 people on board, 1 main crew who's driving, and 4 passengers. It costs about $250,000 US dollars to take this exploration here. So they're missing. It's a 21-foot submersible vehicle. As you see in the picture, it is not tall. It is not big. So 5 people crammed into there.
There's 5 people in there. Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's
Very,
like
small.
us at the clubhouse right now.
Right?
That's like us in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's like,
So here's
don't touch my feet.
here's some like important little things that I've been watching some videos. There's a lot of information out there that is, some speculation. So Yesu would be happy. So it's experimental. So one of the things is they're using a Logitech Bluetooth controller to. So you have to realize they're going 3,800 meters into the ocean. Like they're not going 10 feet, 3,800 meters deep down to the Titanic. I think this unit is supposed to be able to go up to 12,000 feet in depth. And so they're using a Logitech F710 as their controller. It costs about $100. Yeah, it costs about $100. So this is what drives people. You see that green button? Yeah, if not less. You see that green little light over the shoulder of the guy there?
Yes.
You see that little green? That's the push button that turns on the whole submarine. That little green light. Okay. And you see that light right over top in the ceiling? That light was purchased at Camping World. Okay, I'm not lying to you. I'm dead serious. So CBS did let's see. Last year, CBS interviewed the owner, who is the gentleman. I think it's the gentleman who's there, and
it's on TikTok right now.
Yeah, he was talking about how a lot of it's made with stuff you buy at home. So here's a couple of things. So CBS reporter said it seemed to be improvised, very improvised. The unit, and unfortunately, when the owner of the company, Ocean Gate, was interviewed, he was saying that when they're done their trials and doing their testing, that the unit would be pretty much invincible, indestructible. Ironically, they said the same thing about the Titanic. The door on this thing. So right now they were saying there's like 7 ways that they can resurface this craft. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened. And even if they were to resurface, the door, the hatch in which the people get into, is bolted shut with 17 bolts from the outside. There is no way for the occupants inside to open that door if they surface. So they could have drifted and came through right back up to the surface at some point further down, because they're doing a 2-prong approach for the search. One of them is using sonar, and the other one is they have aircraft that are flying to see if it had resurfaced, and it uses a Starlink unit when it comes back to the surface to communicate. So some very questionable and unfortunate circumstances, but very questionable. Very cool when you think about experimental, but they have 96 hours of life support. This has been since Sunday morning. So right now at this time, it should be about 34 hours left. That's if the air scrubbers are still working, and that's if some other issues haven't aroused. You know, the reality is it could have it could have been crushed. And the last thing is they have snacks and 1 bottle of water per person on board to last them the 4 or 5 days. Very, very unfortunate circumstances. Very sad. But the worst part, I just think like this is like, I don't know, this is pretty crazy. Some of the specs, like you're putting your lives into the hands of like $100 gaming controller. You know, like this is ridiculous.
And you charged me $250,000 to get in this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's you know, T-Ray says sad thing is 5 people may be deceased. Yes, it's very sad.
It is very sad. We're not making
sad.
fun of it at all.
No,
It's just the
absolutely not.
irony
We're
of
not
it.
making.
It's
That's
the
right.
irony of it.
That's right. This is
Well,
honesty.
I think it is sad that 5 people are unfortunately probably perished, most likely, because even if they do find it submersed, there is no submarines that can go to do a recovery at that depth in a short period of time. Nothing exists to do that. But unfortunately, the worst part, and it is almost comedic to the level in which people's safety, health and safety has been put into the hands of, you know, I consider myself a, you know, we're a tinkerer. We toy around with stuff. We'll build things. This seems like as if a bunch of hobbyists created a submarine to some degree, and that's the comments that have been shared by professionals. And you put people's lives in the hands of that. That is an unfortunate. That is truly unfortunate. So.
And Plasma said that there's a new headline says they found the debris from the missing sub and that folks have been presumed dead. So that is very unfortunate. That's awful. But
oh, really?
That's crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I was trying to find it.
These people paid a lot of money, so they was really ambitious about this, and it just.
Well, the owner
like,
of Ocean Gate was also in there.
Yeah.
So he went down with his own. I guess you know. You had there was a billionaire from. There was a very wealthy individual from Pakistan, one of the richest gentlemen in Pakistan, with his son who's 19. There was a British billionaire. There was the owner of the company who owns the submarine, and there was a crew member from the company. So,
Plasma, if you could share the link to that,
yeah.
let me know. I can't find the link to it.
Yeah.
Pop that in the chat.
Yeah, it must have imploded. That the blessing, and I'll be honest with you, if it did implode, they never knew it even happened. It would be so quick. They would never know. So, anyways, field day.
Stuff.
Let's
Field day
experiment with radios, not submarines.
23. As I would say, know your role. I'm not a submersible expert. So field day 2023.
Internet router showed up.
Did you get an alert that it was delivered to your front desk from Amazon?
I sent my wife to Walmart.
Better than Amazon.
I'll be back. You guys start talking about
Yep.
about field day. I'll be right back.
All
You know
right,
what he said to her. You know what he said to her. And on your way, can you stop off at the Dairy
And give me a blizzard.
Yeah, give me a blizzard.
Strawberry.
Joe Brett, we'll start with you. Field day 2023. What are your plans? What you got going on?
Well, this will actually be, I guess, my first fully being involved into a field day. I went years ago to a field day a couple counties away as we was visiting some in-laws, and they had a GOTA station set up, and I had my youngin with me, my youngest youngin, and he was actually kind of interested in what I was doing, right? So I said, let's get him over here to this get on the air station, let him make some contacts. Well, that guy just
Hold on, security alert.
But that guy just talked about the radio. He didn't let him. I'm like, dude, this is what a GOTA station is. So he never let him on the radio, and we left. And I haven't been back to one since because people around here hadn't been very active doing field day. Well, we got a new group put together, Grid 54.
You started this group, right?
Nah, not me. It wasn't my idea. I just said, yeah, I'll help with it. I'll do whatever. So it was just my local friends around here. They come up with the idea, and we put a group together, and a lot of folks are getting involved because it's just a group of folks that like to have radio fun. It's
Right.
not a club. We don't take dues. We don't have meetings. We just call each other and say, hey, if you want to meet as a group, we're going to go do this POTA, or we're going to do this. And, we've done the VE thing too, so we can test folks that is interested that comes up. But, so anyway, we're setting up a field day at one of the guys. He's got a fairly large shed barn that's away from his house. He's got a lot of property. Great place to throw some antennas and some trees. We will be doing commercial power, but we're going to be 3 Delta, I think. So we're going to have 3 radios going. And I told the wife, I said, I don't know how long I'll be. I don't know if I'll come home, but that's where I'll be.
This is what part of the country I will be in.
But this
Yeah.
is where you could find me.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, good to hear. Izzo, Field Day 2023. What are you doing this year?
Scheduled with my club. I came back to the doctor's. I got a double ear infection and a whole bunch, and he gave me a whole bunch of meds. I can't even smoke my cigar, guys. I'm not even. I threw some of the stuff in my, what do you call this thing here? A raspberry watermelon with green tea thing from Dunkin' Donuts. I love this thing.
You would think ear
So
infections would be quite often occurrence listening to this show every week.
And so,
But
we're gonna do my group that I participate. We used to do the whole 24-hour thing, 3 or 4 transmitters. We're down to 1 transmitter. We'll do basically a POTA setup. It basically looks like a POTA setup. 1 antenna. Keep it simple, but we keep it fun. The ACK software will be used. We'll go get some sandwiches. It's a rag chew / whoever wants to operate kind of a thing, and I like it that way, especially for the newer people who want to learn a little bit, get into this thing slow. And there's plenty of other groups who are hardcore. And again, I used to do that, and I support you guys. But now we're just kind of doing things a little bit on the more mellow side. And then after that, depending how I feel on Saturday night, I may go hit a couple other clubs around the state and just go operate them. Or just hang out with them and say hello and look at what they're doing and get some ideas, because I take ideas back for antennas. What are you using? Can I use it for a POTA? Can I use it for my house? Can I use it for whatever? I like stuff like that. We'll be on battery. We will be on battery. I may turn the rig down to 50 watts. I may turn it down to 5 watts and not tell anybody. But I think for field day, QRP's voice is tough. I think it's a tough one. That's why I may just do 50 or 75 watts.
I agree.
The bands are, and it's funny because today, listening to all of the comments on Twitter about what happened during the day with the X flare.
Yep.
And it was like, pow, boom.
Well, thankfully whatever's currently facing us will be gone by this weekend. So whatever's coming around the west limb, hopefully would be a little bit more conducive to radio operations.
Right. We have a backup plan in case it rains.
Echo link?
Indoors. No, not indoors. But our goal is to be operating. The operating station will be inside a gazebo, and about 50 feet away will be a pop-up tent, a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 12 with a couple of chairs and tables. And I'm sorry, I've told all the guys, bring your own chairs, and we'll just rag chew, man. That's, to me, I've had some of the greatest field days on both extremes, from operating into the night to whatever, barbecuing for many years. Sue and I did a lot of food and barbecuing for everybody, a Hawaiian theme. We had some but then there are times when I just wanted something mellow. And during the COVID years, I sat out here in the garage and just operated myself. So personally, I do it all, and each year I just try to do it a little bit different. The most thing is get on the air and have fun, regardless. So,
Yeah, that's you
Garrett.
reminded me. That's we're doing some experimentation, I guess, ourselves during the field day. We got I got one of the guys talked into making some of the homemade stub filters, and then we got a guy bringing commercial bought filters. So it'd be interesting to see the difference in those and things like that, different antennas. I even thinking about maybe building some antennas on site.
There you
seeing how
go.
that
Nothing
works.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Garrett, how about yourself? Is this your first field day, or did you say, or have you done stuff in the past?
No, I mean, I've been to them, I walked around, but I never participated. So this is, I call it my first field day. Got the trailer, and so I told the club, hey, we'll bring it up. Well, it turns out there's another guy with a trailer in the club. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Ham Radio Workbench podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so George, KJ6VU, just moved up into my area from California and brought his trailer. Well, funny story. When I was searching on YouTube for inspiration for the trailers, I found his.
You found George.
I found George's, and I copied a lot of it. And then he moved up here. I saw him at the club meeting. I went, this is like
Wait
looking
a
at celebrity.
minute.
I recognize you from YouTube. And he's like, I recognize you. So we have these dueling trailers that are very similar.
That's
that are
awesome.
both going to be up there. So I just bought Yaesu FT710. I'm going to give it a shot and see how that thing does. He has a flex. Somebody wants to see a flex. George has a flex in his trailer. So then I'm also going to be handling. We're doing 3A and 3 Alpha, and I believe that gives us a free VHF UHF, which is the reason why I bought a log periodic antenna. It does 100 megahertz to 1300 megahertz, and we'll flip that around and see if I can get some. I tried to buy an FT991A. And HRO said they had one in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And when I went to buy it, it said, sorry, we don't have any. So they're all back ordered. They took my money, but they're all back ordered. But I got my hands on a spare 991A. And so we'll try running through VHF.
Have you tried R&L Electronics?
I didn't try them, but I tried DX Engineering, Gigaparts, HRO, and they were all sold out. So
Always look at R&L.
I forgot about R&L.
Always look at. I'm telling you, next time, don't forget R&L. You'd be quite surprised.
TC Fitz with the $20 super chat. Happy Tuesday, he says.
TC.
So those of you here in the stream and those on the podcast, TC Fitz, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Last week was fantastic with all the donations. For those that weren't here, we gave away a Yaesu FT710, and we gave away a what? I forget the model number. It was FTM 500DR, the new Yaesu 2 meter 70 centimeter mobile radio. So the donations like this, the buy me a coffees, all that helps to go along to come up with cool things to give away to you guys. So thank you, TC Fitz, for that.
And by the way, R&L is sold out too.
Nice. Nice. Our Andy Cowley was in the chat. I saw him earlier. He's the one that won that FTM 500. So they'll be getting that shipped out as soon as Beer Snack has 5 free minutes to sit behind a computer and order that. So we'll get that out to you. And I believe R&L or Gigaparts or one of those will be buying that the 710 from to send out to the to owner of that. Mike has a great point. MTC Radio, main trading company as well.
That's right. Excellent.
I know, Mike. Mike K. at MRD says Andy was in the chat? Question mark? Yes, Andy is in every chat on every stream. But I wanted to show, before I get rolling on our field day, sometimes the bands aren't the best, and I think I participate in field day with probably some of the best folks around. And I want to say thanks to Mike K at MRD. This is his video. You can go check him out on YouTube if you haven't seen it before. K at MRD radio stuff. Also in the chat.
Who's that guy?
But this
Is he
is
new?
what happens.
This is a
when
classic.
the bands suck.
This is a classic.
This is what happens when the bands
I like
suck.
this.
Yeah.
is
So
a classic.
this is what we do when you can't make any radio contacts. We just start blowing stuff up. So there's some tannerite. There's some. We turn that kind of into a miniature 4th of July. So So this is field day 2022,
Skeet,
and we had
skeet.
so much RFI that we could not, we couldn't make any contacts. We couldn't hear anybody. But so the guys hopped into the back of their trucks and pulled things out, and we set things up on the pond behind, and there's some tannerite and some watermelons, and there's some gas propane bottles. So we try to blow up all the things. So if your clubhouse, if your ham radio club does not blow things up when the bands suck, you should probably look for a new club. Anyway, I'll try to find a better clip here, but I believe 2021 was the same way because the bands were still trying to hunt down that RFI on Friday or Saturday. So we just decided, you know what? Let's just blow stuff up. If you want to see all the details and all of Mike's commentary, check it out, KMRD Radio stuff. And it was 2023. Oh, wait, I just saw something here. Hold on.
Stand by.
Stand by to stand by.
That's how we do. That's how we roll. Let's see here. Yeah, there's Mike.
Going prone.
Yep.
Of course, he's talking.
Boom.
So
Yeah,
yes,
that's
we make lots of things go boom at field day. So this year I'm Friday night, Thursday or Friday night. It depends on when I can make it up there. I'll be joining the rest of the gang, and normally we run 3 stations. We have the Buddy Hex set up. Mike normally will bring his DX Commander. We'll set that one up, and we'll make as many contacts as possible. And when that doesn't work, we go sit around, drink beer, and have fun.
Can I got to throw out a quick shot because Kevin, K0KLB, is leaving. If you're still in there, you've got to go check out his YouTube channel if you're not already a subscriber. The man, I'm not saying he took his nephew's trampoline and threw the kid off. I guess the kid got a new one, but he saved the perimeter metal of the trampoline, and he loaded it up, and he was making contacts. Guys, you gotta watch. You gotta watch Kevin. He is incredible.
Trampolines on the air, right?
Trampolines on the air, QRP style from Iowa. The man is always coming up between him and Mike, N2MAK. They are coming up with some great ideas. If you are another guy who likes to do kind of fun stuff like that, let us know. Come on this show. We would love to promote what you're doing because that's important. So there you go.
I'll be right back.
All right.
There's a direct link in the chat to that video you was talking about. That was pretty good.
That was really, really fun to watch. I have a shovel. He sent me a shovel. I need to get on it. The month of June has been crazy with my daughter graduated last week from high school. It was a great time. But this whole entire month has been one thing after another. So that's something I'm thinking of doing in the month of July. I may go down to one of our big beaches, and I might just load up the shovel and, see if I can work somebody. Maybe, that'll actually be in a POTA park. So let's see if we can get at least 10 contacts in a POTA park with it. That would be really fun. So, and I promise I'll take some pictures. And it doesn't make a difference if you fail. There's no such thing as failure, guys. What have I told you? It's about getting on the air. Just get on the air. That's all it's about. So, and everything. But thank you, Phil. I appreciate the comments. And Kevin, you go have fun. Be safe out there in Iowa. And you keep on doing what you got to do, and give that dog a big hug for us. He's got a beautiful German Shepherd dog. So,
yeah. So Kevin, I love when Kevin puts out videos because he does stuff that you may have thought about, but you wouldn't dare put, like the pedal mobile. Like he gets on the pedal bike to power his radio. I ain't got the physical being for that. I'll pedal 5 times and I won't be able to call CQ because I ain't got no breath no more.
The man's happy. He's so happy. I'm like, oh my God, we all need to be happy. Any sad hams out there, you got to go watch Kevin. You go watch Kevin, and that's going to make you happy.
I remember when I first caught onto his channel, it was I just found it, the 1,600 foot wire antenna that he put, because he's got all that field land. Well, then he comes back the next video and he doubles it, the 3,200 foot square loop. And I was like, that's a lot of wire, but that would be great.
A couple of months ago, he worked me with that silo antenna from my house. I had the 705 hooked up on the desk in the bedroom there. And we were fooling around, and he's like, all right, we were at 10 watts. He was at 5. Yeah. He's like, oh, come on, you got to drop your wattage. I'm like, no, it's not going to work. Oh, yes, it did. Oh, yes, it did. We went down to 1 watt. Oh, yes. Was I a perfect armchair copy? No, but the point is he was still able to hear me and everything. So, very good, Brian. That's funny. Trampolines are killing ham radio. Yeah, that's right. Especially if you throw the kids off while they're jumping. Yeah. At least be courteous and say, get off. Instead of saying, get off my lawn, get off the trampoline.
Get off my trampoline.
I gotta go. I gotta go load it up. That's right. The future of ham radio.
That's always the hardest fall, when you fall out of the sky onto the metal ring, and then you fall onto the ground.
Yep. I always hated the one where you try to do the backflip and you ended up going between the springs.
Oh yeah.
Well, because you start here, and when you flip, you wind up over here. That's the problem. Yep. I envy the people who can flip and do all that stuff in the middle. I envy people like that. That's why I don't dance. I can't even dance. That's what happens when I start dancing. Bring me to a wedding. I start doing the chicken dance or the electric slide, and I'm all over the place.
Only after they serve the adult beverages.
Yes.
Hopefully you're not dancing sober. There is a
no, heck no. No, tequila.
He's like, I found the tequila bar. I'm out.
Hey, this Saturday, our local cigar shop had a great little local comedy show, and
I never asked you what you were smoking tonight.
This is the Tatawai Grand Conjun, an incredible nice Nicaraguan cigar. I really, really like it, but I'm not tasting it tonight because of the meds and all this other stuff. So we'll finish that in a couple days. But they put some tequila.
This is the ISOS High Stream.
What's that? They put tequila.
The ISOS High Stream.
They put some tequila with crushed ice with some pineapple juice. And after all these years of drinking tequila, from straight to whatever, I'm like, pineapple juice, and oh man, that was nice. Oh, yeah. Not too sweet, but just nice to take a little bit of a bite off it, but you still knew you were drinking tequila. And man, that was nice. That was really, really nice tequila. So, and pineapple juice. Yeah.
Have you ever dipped your cigar in tequila?
No. I'm really not into infused cigars. I had one when the Duck Dynasty show was very, very popular. I was given a gift about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, some Duck Dynasty cigars that were infused with some type of bourbon, and I actually did like them. They were very nice. They were very, very nice. But other than that, I'm really not. I like the smell of the coffee ones, but I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't do anything infused, But like the smell, but not the taste. So.
I don't know if you've seen this or not, but Arnold likes to take a piece of cedar and his favorite tequila, and he will dip that cedar in his favorite tequila, and he will wash his cigar with that tequila.
Now, have you ever lit your cigar with cedar?
I have.
And how do you like that? Do you like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So does a little brushing, little light brushing of tequila.
That's fancy.
It is fancy. I've done this, and it's actually fantastic.
Did you feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, I don't have those guns. Nor am I 80. So
let me tell you something. He still looks good.
What a
And it
torch.
does, I figured it would
Look
like
at this.
totally catch on fire.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
How could-
N-
Look at
Well,
this.
you roll it on the napkin so that there's no fumes
Right.
or anything, and then you would fire it as normal.
Well, listen, if I feel
But
better
if
in a few
Arnold
days,
does it, I figure it's got to be good.
I may have to try this in a few days. Let
Yeah,
me
because
just
you
get through
like
this.
tequila.
Let me just get
So
through.
Izzo's
Let me
a
get
big
through the
tequila drinker.
antibiotics.
Look at this. Look at this.
Well, no. I
See?
haven't been.
There
oh, look
you
at
go.
this. He's dipping it.
Yeah, once you light it, you dip it.
Okay, so Saturday night, I had very, very little bit. I had less than a shot of tequila as far as, drinking it. I haven't had tequila in over 2 years, maybe.
Hmm.
I just, during this particular time, I've decided I don't want any alcohol. I'm going to handle what's going on in my life. I want to do it on my own. I don't want any type of substances. And I'm doing well, and I like it that way. But, oh my God, the days of drinking tequila. But we're not going to tell the kids because in case they are listening. Because Maggie actually came out here before, and she gave me my this raspberry watermelon. She wanted to come on the show, and I says, no, we have a guest tonight. No shenanigans.
So
Izzo.
Maggie just graduated from college or from high school,
High
right?
school. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to get Maggie
On
on
Friday
here
night.
sometime. Yeah.
You know something? Do you really want to hear what the United Nations? I call her my United Nations
Sure.
because she, listen. I'm blessed. I've said this 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, and I truly do mean it. I am between Maggie and Matthew. I am so blessed to have great, great kids. But it's very interesting how, as they get older now, their opinions are. How do I say it? Joe, help me out here. Different than maybe yours.
They
but,
should be different from yours.
and no. I do want my kids to walk in their own
Oh.
shoes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we got you, Daniel.
But she is I call her my United Nations because, and rightfully so, she wants everybody to get together and work it all out and be friends. Kumbaya. I get that. But we all know, unfortunately, sometimes it just doesn't work that way. It's a very honorable thought and goal to have, but I guess I'm more realistic from being in the disaster response world. That doesn't always happen. So maybe I'm a little bit more harder. Maybe I'm a little bit more Kudungan. I don't know. But anyway, she gave a great speech as class president. We're very, very proud of her. So she'll be going in a couple months. Matthew will be stepping out now in his own, his own world in high school, getting going. He's got some great things going on. Blessed. I am so blessed. And let them have their own opinions as long as they don't make some big mistakes that cost me money.
Oh, they're gonna make mistakes. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, I
will
caught a
say-
few already.
I will say, Daniel,
I can't say anything on the
Daniel,
air.
your video looks much better. Did you change the router while we were gone?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I changed
Seriously.
my router. My new router.
Yeah, it
is
looks
installed.
better. I see a.
You
I
saw
see
that
a-
wall. Look at
Look at that.
Look at what you can get at Walmart. Look
right?
at that.
So is this,
Cost me like
this is the
$300.
second new
that's
router
okay.
in a week?
It's like I went through 3 routers. So I had an old. I had this little Linksys that I had in here, like set up, like I had my main one here, and then the internet company's like, "Oh no, you're ruining it." So then I bought a D-Link, a powerful D-Link, and we had remember we had power outages and stuff. I guess it fried the unit. So I think we paid like $3 something for. I just told my wife, buy something good, and it's got and she's like, "Ooh, it has 6 antennas." But no, she talked to the guy, and he says for the size of your house, it should be fine. Because from where my house, I actually have 4 out of 5 bars for Wi-Fi here in my office, which usually I can't get any. So, anyways,
I think it's working.
internet's working. Yay for a week or two.
I would have figured you would have had a direct line to the shack.
Right.
I do. I have it's hardwired to the router, but the router it's still in between, right? So, yeah. But it'd be nice because I do Wi-Fi calling in the house. So I tried before to do a hotspot off my cell phone, and I guess the towers there's something wrong with it because it took me quite a long time to download the 80 or 76 megabyte app to program my router. So, anyways.
So, do we want to start wrapping it up? We'll go around. We've got about 5 or 6 minutes left. We're going to go around and see.
I missed the whole
get some final
conversation about
thoughts.
field day.
You did.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
Team
Damn it.
replay. You can
Wait
catch
a
up
minute,
on that.
Daniel. What's your plans for field day?
Yeah, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do, brother? Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So there's two local clubs. One that's an official club. This year they have some new hams that are really excited, and they're new hams within the last 5 months, and they're spearheading it. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go because they don't have the privileges for HF. So I'll go and be a control operator, whatever it is, help the guys get on the air. And they listen. You should see the menu that they have. Like they have ribs and all kinds of stuff. Amazing menu. The biggest thing, what was really interesting, and I was talking with them on the net, is they have a huge list, like massive list. Like we're gonna have this, like there's like 10 antennas they want to put up, very ambitious. And in the same time, it says if we don't have enough volunteers, we're gonna have to cancel. And I was like, that's the problem. I said, if guys can go to a park and activate a POTA in 10 minutes, put up an antenna and do it. If you had 2 guys, 3 guys, there should be no barriers for you to do a field day. Like if there's just 3 of us, don't cancel it. Like we don't have to put up 10 antennas. We can put up 1 antenna. Like make it scalable. Have fun. You know, there's no competition between us and who has the best setup, and just get on the air. And so that's my biggest thing is, you know, if you can do a POTA very easily, we should be able to have field day no matter how many people are there. But I look forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's gonna be cool. When does it start, Molson? I need to plan.
Plasma Storm wants to join you. Plasma Storm wants to join you.
Saturday morning. So Saturday we have like all this, like they got food, and even Sunday morning there's a breakfast. It's fantastic. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So
All right. Well, I'll start.
Call
last call for the night. I will start with our guest tonight, Garrett. We'll let you kind of sum things up. What's coming up new? What should we look forward to? Where can we find you? All that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, just keep watching the YouTube channel, the Repeater Book YouTube channel. I'm going to try to put some content up there. I'm Repeater Book's been up for 17 years, so we're coming up on the big 20. Yeah, but I still find people have never heard of it. So I got some work to do, right? So someone's at my front door again. Sorry.
Well, hopefully tonight, that's going to lessen some of that work for you. So
yeah, and I'm, you know what? I feel blessed. Joe, I got Joe the celebrity as one of my admins.
What the hell's that, T-Ray?
And I didn't have to shame
T-Ray,
him
thanks
here
for the $25 super chat, man. We appreciate
Thank you, T-Ray.
I didn't have to shame Joe because he's doing a good job in Mississippi. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
Before coming on the show, I went and made sure there was no admin requests that needed to be fulfilled.
Let's go look at Mississippi here live.
So of your Texas folks, are any of them North Texas, or are they all? Where are your Texas reps at?
Oh man,
I could definitely volunteer for that. I'm in North Texas.
Yeah, I've got over 100 admins, and so I can't keep track of where they're all at. But in Texas,
I have to look their call signs up.
Yeah, N5 AMS is he's the one that does most of the work there, but I don't know where he's at. But Texas being one of those big states, definitely could use 3 or 4 guys there. If you're in a state
he's in Spring, Texas, so he's down near Houston.
Ah, see, that's a long ways away.
That's a long ways away from me.
Yeah, so we need some help. Yeah, definitely.
So when you click on a state, I think you'll go down to like the bottom of the listings where the quick search brings you. It'll tell you who's assigned as admins down there in green.
Yeah, and some of the states where we need help, we actually roll a white banner across the top asking for help. So, like, if you got anybody in Hawaii, we need help there.
We have to know someone in Hawaii.
Yeah,
there's a couple.
Eric,
one in the chat tonight.
Is Eric in the chat tonight?
Well, you got Eric and KH6QM. I forgot the number. Christopher. He's in here every show.
We just picked up an Alaska admin who did a lot of work there. So, but yeah.
So if you're in Alaska and you want to help out, reach out to Garrett.
Yeah, info@repeaterbook.com. Get a hold of me if you're thinking you want to help out, and I'll take a look in that state and see if we need the help.
Here you go, guys. Go.
We're adding another guy out of New York this week. New York, he's going to help out with Connecticut and New Jersey. So we're always recruiting. So Northeast Northeast U.S. is a little rough up there. Maine, need some help in Maine.
All right. Well, I want to help out for Connecticut, Charlie Tango. I'll get a hold of you guys.
yeah, I
So.
could use the help.
All right, then. You got it.
Sweet, thanks. Maryland,
Emailing.
DC. I don't get anybody in DC anymore. But anyway,
Well, thank you, Garrett. We appreciate it.
thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it. I'll head over to Daniel. Final thoughts for you, my friend.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, Garrett. I don't think we've had somebody keep us so focused on a topic and engaged as you. No, I'm dead serious.
No,
So
I agree. I agree.
Congratulations. It was great to have you on. My final spiel is, listen, if you have the opportunity, get out this weekend, have a good time, go with no expectations and just have a great time. And it's going to be fun. It'll be fun. Remember the couple of key things. If you're holding a pile up and you get confused, start calling numbers.
So true.
Just it can get overwhelming sometimes there, but or just go around, look for frequencies, and listen. If you can't break the pile up, always try and use your female voice. It does work. It's proven. Just do a little high pitch, and you'll be good.
You have a video. Of
yeah,
that.
no, just I do, and be safe. Be safe out there, and don't go like 3,800 meters under the ocean, or but no, be safe and have fun. All right. Thanks
Sam is surprised that we stayed on topic the entire night tonight.
Yeah.
So
Sam, we can do it. Sam,
Thank
You know what's
Sam.
shocking? You know what's shocking is he's saying great info. He's usually like dumpster fire. He's saying great info. So yeah, thanks, Sam.
Exactly. Izzo, buddy, up to you. Final thoughts.
Field day weekend. I wanted, real quickly, I'm going to go on a Molson rant. Modern medicine and medicine tastes like hell. What in the heck? We could put people on the moon. We are sending satellites out. We're going to be on Mars in maybe 10 years or less, whatever. And modern medicine and amoxicillin and all that stuff just tastes like absolute crap to make us feel better eventually in a few days. Why? I'm an old man. I'm going to be getting older. I'm going to have to probably do Medicare B for prescriptions, and I have to pay for horrible. Actually, you, the taxpayer, and me, the taxpayer, are going to have to pay for horrible medications. Come on, medical world. Let's get on this thing and turn it all into gummy bears or whatever. I don't care what it is. And I'm going to get on the air and have some fun, hopefully, for this weekend. And like Molson said, just get on there, have fun. That's all you got to do.
I agree.
So Izzo, I had to Google if Viagra had a taste, and supposedly it has a bitter taste. So I'm not there. I don't feel your pain, but my sympathies.
Let me tell you something. I have no problem with getting the antenna in the air.
You done messed up, AA Ron.
You think you're funny, Mr. Molson. You think you're so funny.
I'm trying to feel your pain, brother. I'm trying to feel your pain.
Oh, you're gonna feel my pain, my brother, without the Viagra.
Whoa!
Joe Brett,
thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Save this train wreck, buddy.
That ain't no saving y'all. But anyway, it's been a great show. I'm supposed to be releasing videos on a radio that T.O. and Hayden, Ham Radio DX, has been putting out. Unfortunately, things happen, and mine came with a dead battery. So not much to show you. But the company's supposed to be replacing that, and we'll see. And then we'll fill in all the blanks that they may have missed, maybe. Other than that, just great to have Garrett to come on. And again, there's a lot more to Repeater Book than just looking up a repeater. There's the exports and all the other GMRS and different stuff. So be looking on the Repeater Books YouTube and check out my playlist that I've done to show you how you can use the mobile and the website and the export and all that good stuff. So a lot of good stuff, and appreciate it.
Hey, Shane, can I quickly throw in one thing,
Sure.
please?
Yeah.
Molson first. He has his hand up first. Molson, go. Quick.
Well, just a reminder, if you have a couple spare dollars, go over to Repeater Book, put a little bit of money in the hat there. They do a great service on a shoestring budget. Let's help them out a bit if we can. And that's it. That's my spiel. Yep.
Okay. My quick spiel. I love all my YouTube brothers. I love you guys, and you know I will to my last breath. And then when I'm dead and gone, I'm still going to support you in many ways. However, you guys have really been talking. You guys started following something that we did on the Clubhouse about talking about nothing. And I just find it so interesting that you guys are having success about talking about nothing, just like us. So I'm just saying, keep it up, because talking about nothing can be fun, because we all are brothers and sisters in arms in this wonderful hobby. Maybe it was Molson's video that he did a few weeks ago, but there's nothing wrong with talking about nothing, because somehow talking about nothing gets us talking about something.
Man, we should have a shooting star the more you know to go with that.
Right. Good job.
And I had great. I had entire fun. I had it. Let me tell you something. Last night on the TO show, it was great. Jason's show Sunday, great. You guys are having some great shows.
We had fun.
Great content sometimes about talking about nothing. So thank you.
That's most of the time in the Clubhouse. Is we talk about nothing. But we always talk about something.
The chat's talking about Viagra and Cialis.
We've lost the chat. Well, I want to say thank you for. I want to say thank you for everyone who's joined us tonight. I want to say thank you to all the channel members. You know who you are. You're in green text. Thank you for your continued support. We couldn't do this without you guys. We couldn't give away all this fun stuff without you guys. Thanks to Garrett for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Let's see. For me, I have a video that I'm working on the TID Radio TDH8 version 2.0. Mike beat me to the release, so you'll probably see his video before you see mine. There's a couple of things that Mike missed that I will highlight, so that's a good thing to see here. But
better hurry up now.
I know, right? Other than that, hope everyone has a happy field day. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, where we hope to also be showing you or sharing with you how our field day went. And hit us up if you want to join the channel. 99 cents will get you a channel membership. If you want to send us buy us a coffee, you can do that as well. The links of all this stuff is in the description of the video. Or if you're a commuter and you would like some entertainment to follow you while you're commuting, you can join us each and every week on the podcast. We send all these shows directly from YouTube out to the podcast, and we appreciate everyone's support there. So if anyone doesn't have anything else,
tell your local law enforcement you're listening to the Clubhouse. That's all you got to say.
If anyone doesn't have anything else to add, I will say let's throw out the awkward wave, and I'll hit the outro.
Bye, everybody.
73, everybody. Y'all take care.